school was quite a high-powered Anglican school. I think the best school in our city and capital city state, South Australia. And we had a tremendous headmaster in the senior school who was an Englishman from Charterhouse, a great Olympic athlete and a very strongly believing Christian. And he insisted that boys in the top stream go all the way through to university entrance level in science, physics, chemistry, maths 1, maths 2, and English and French and either French or Latin. So I did that up to university entrance level, and then I had 2 more years where I was free, just as one of 2 or 3 who chose to do this, to switch over to arts, as it was called, which meant history and economics, ancient history, modern history. And those were in some ways the 2 best years of my educational life. But the science grounding was of real value, and I actually was very interested in science and to some extent in the philosophy of science as a teenager, and I was subscribed to at least one sort of science or Science for Young People journal. And although I gave up the science completely after the age of 16 or 17, it's remained with me. So that and good grounding in ancient and modern history, and 6 years of Latin, only 3 years, alas, of French, as we had to opt, are a principal formation. Now in the background are my parents, who were both academics, my father in philosophy and my mother in English literature, and that's in the back there formatively.
So when did you decide to study law?
When I got to the end of school, and I wanted to go on and do history, and they, both being in the arts world, said, in the arts humanities world, said, oh no, you should do something hard first. So very reluctantly, I agreed, almost against my will, to do law, and that's how I came to do law, by coercion, roughly.
Very good.
And I promised that I would, as soon as I'd done it, I would go and do the things that I really enjoy, but it never got round to that, well, until 4 or 5 years ago. I enjoyed it.
And interest in legal theory in particular? Where did that arise?
Well, in 3rd year of our 4-year course, you had to do legal theory of jurisprudence, and I did. There'd been a smattering of arts subjects, or it could have been anything, it could have been science or maths or anything, but I did economics and politics, economics 1 and politics 1, and then straight law, and jurisprudence was there in the 3rd year. But in the summer holidays before 1st year, we took a beach house down south of Adelaide, and I read pretty much the whole of, not sure I read the sociological part at the end, but the 600-page, roughly, book of Julius Stone called The Province and Function of Law. And the front end of that is roughly analytical jurisprudence. In the middle is something like law and morality, natural law theory as far as he understood it, and so forth. And then there's a big sociological jurisprudence, which I struggled through some of.